Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, and welcome to our detailed review of the new for fall 2011 Icon Rain Waterproof Boot. Now, if you look at it, I have it in front of me. This comes in a men's version, a women's version. It's around that $150, $160 price range. This is the first sport touring option from Icon. It's got a high boot, it's protective, it's meant for sport riding, touring riding, but it's fully waterproof, which means that it's going to cover you really well fall, winter, spring, in all-season type riding. Now, if we look at it, let's talk about fit first, because it's something people always want to know about. This is a size 10. I've been wearing it around for a little bit. I'm about a 9.5 in a pair of Nikes. I'm a 43 typically in most European-sized boots. The 10 fit me just right. It's a medium width foot, and it does have a reasonably higher arch than some of the other things that I'm wearing. So that was what stood out at me. The other thing I noticed, it's very stiff. I'm going to give it about an 8 out of a 10 on the stiffness scale for the sole. And typically in sport touring boots, we see a mix. We see very stiff boots or boots that are more flexible to be meant to be worn around all day. I would compare this to something like the Accelerant, which you really can wear under a pair of jeans, wear it all day. This might be just on that border of a bit too stiff. And for my purposes, for riding purposes, stiffer is better, it's more protective, but for every day walking around at the office, it might not be as comfortable. Now, if we walk through some of the other features, you're going to see it's full grain leather and a mix of ballistic textile, very protective upper. The waterproof element is a full bootie built into the boot that goes all the way up. You notice you'd enter from the inside, YKK zippers, Velcro at the top, and when I open it, you're going to see this gusset. That is the waterproof liner. That is what's going to ensure that even a zipper being a weak point doesn't allow for water to get into your foot. And notice that the inside is going to be that fleecy type wicking material that's going to want to wick sweat and water away from your foot and allow it to evaporate through that waterproof membrane and keep your foot cool and dry versus getting clammy and hot. Clammy is terrible in cold weather. Sweaty and clammy turns to cold and wet if it's not allowed to breathe. On the instep here, we have elasticated panel that goes up the front. Notice the shift pad, it's raised. Again, it's Icon, so there's always that aggressive, I always call it the fangs. You're going to get a product, and then Icon's going to put its fangs on it. Just some cool aggressive styling. So the shift pad has raised TPRs, thermoplastic rubber. Moving up, we have solid protection on this boot. You have an external TPU part on the lateral side of the ankle covering the malleolus bone. You're going to have a TPU across the shin, hard shin plate. Again, common injury in a get-off is going to be foot slips from foot peg crashes into shin gets broken, everyone's sad. You can avoid that by wearing a higher boot that has hard parts right here. Moving toward the inside, you don't see an exposed TPU, but we do have a hard part, again, over the malleolus with adequate cushioning on the inside, so it's not going to dig into you. But again, hard part protection on the inside. They're the things I look for when I talk about elevated sport touring waterproof boots meant for longer distances and spirited touring style riding. On the back up the Achilles, now it's a continued leather here, but again an accordion stretch panel for comfort. Nice big heel counter that comes up from this high friction sole is what Icon calls it. I think it's a durable sole. I think it's got good tread to it. It's got a nice cutout here. Notice there's a slight arch to interface with your foot pegs if that's how you choose to ride. And as I did say, if you look at the stiffness factor, I'm going to give it a 7.5, 8. That's stiffer than what we typically see on some of the other touring boots. So in my opinion, that's a plus. We have a nice little heel counter or toe counter here as well, and there is good reinforcement in the toe box, which is something that people are going to look for. Last but not least, I have a solid TPU or really rubberized pull here for easy on and off that slides up the back. All in, I think this is going to be a home run. Again, you're looking at that mid-$100 price point. Men's and women's versions available. The fit is going to be distinctly American, so no curveballs here when you're sizing yourself. And again, it has a great aggressive look to it. I think the sport touring crowd, that's kind of maybe, think about the guy who's stuck in Seattle, rides a sport bike and gets rained on every day to work. He's an Icon fan, and he's going to gravitate towards this glove. This would, in my opinion, be an evolution of something like the waterproof Accelerant, which has been a bit more sporty, a bit more everyday. This is a bit more of a technical piece. So if you have any questions about the Icon boot line or the Rain waterproof, shoot us a line. See us at RevZilla.com, 877-792-9455. Use our video library to watch, decide, then ride. But if you have any questions, call our experts. It's what we do. We'll walk you through that process and help you home in on the best boot for your application and style of riding. As always, it's over $39. We'll ship it for free. If you get the wrong size, send it back. We'll exchange it for free. If you just don't like it, remember, don't ride in it. It has to be in brand new condition so that when we get it back, we can send it through QC and sell to the next guy. We can't take back used merchandise, but if you do send it back in brand new condition, we'll happily give you 100% back to your card. No restock fees here. and you can go from there. And the fact that it's over $100 allows you to earn TeamZilla cash to be applied to your next order. It's part of our loyalty program, which allows you to save some money in the long run by continuing to shop from us. And typically, if you're buying this boot, we know you have pants, we know you have a jacket, we know you have gloves, and you absolutely have a helmet because you're someone who takes protection seriously for the type of riding that you do. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown of the Icon Rain waterproof boot, available in men's and women's sizes, black only, RevZilla.com/icon. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.